Hey everybody, this is Trevor here to talk to you about The Bridge, which is an indie game available right now on Steam for $14.99. It's a puzzle game where you literally just control the whole game using the left and right bumpers or triggers, as you saw earlier there. As you can see, as an indie game, the art style is very prevalent. It's very striking. It's very well done, hand-drawn, black and white. It's a beautiful game. It really is. And there's the messages across the screen that kind of show the story going as you go along with it, as you take this character through his journey, through learning the wits, through all the puzzles. As you'll see here, the puzzles are very M.C Escher. They even refer to that in the Steam description of the game. If you've played Echochrome for PSN or other systems, the Vita, I believe they had a copy, as well as PSP. Echochrome kind of had the same thing where sometimes it's how you view things, and the viewpoint will change where you can walk, where you can stand. This game has a few enemies, like the Menace. It's more of an emplacement that'll kill you if you touch it. But this will also show off the game's rewind mechanic, much like Prince of Persia or Braid, which would be the indie equivalent. Whenever you die, whenever you fail, you can hit rewind and just rewind back, so that way you can instantly retry the puzzle over and over again. The puzzles in this game, early on, it's pretty easy to figure out, but rewarding at the same time. But as you progress, as most of these games go, as you progress, the puzzles get really hard, and they're really challenging. So if you're really into puzzle games, I would definitely recommend this game. Right here we'll see how if you change the world, the idea here is to make the keys in a way to where they orient onto the slides and slide where you need them to come to you. But if you let them slide off the world, you'll actually fail, and then you need to rewind. So it's definitely about finding the right way to maneuver the keys and get them to where you need them to go. It's about maneuvering the world and hitting the right spots, hitting the right areas. The puzzles are very intuitive and very complex. For as simple as the mechanic is just moving the left and right bumpers and triggers. There's definitely a big complexity to the game, and that part I like. Right here is the first time you see the vortexes, which actually freeze you in time. In some levels there's ways for you to get out of the vortexes, some levels not, so you're just stuck. So the puzzle is trying to figure out exactly what you need to do to maneuver around the vortexes. In later levels, which I don't have any footage of those, there's actually a black and white mechanic where you'll go through a little portal and you'll turn into a whiter character, and there's black and white keys that you can only pick up if you're that Keller. So it changes the game a lot, and with each different world, there's 4 main worlds, there's mirrored worlds, there's a ton of content in this game. I've played about 2 hours and got through a good portion of the game, but once you get to that point, it is incredibly difficult and incredibly challenging. But this game is amazing. I mean, if just looking at the art, it's hard to argue that games can't be art when you see a game like this. But it's also a fun and rewarding play. I definitely highly recommend The Bridge. It's fun to play. It's at a reasonable price at $14.99. And every level is unique. I haven't seen any that really repeat themes or that don't change it up a little bit. There's even levels that have what a lot of people online are calling the quote-unquote shower curtain. It actually lets you change the way gravity works in the world. So things will fall differently based on how you have the gravity. So that adds another complexity. The game builds and builds upon each level and makes it more and more complex to make it harder for you to complete the challenges. And that's the beauty of a game like this. is it may start out easy, but it's kind of just, I don't want to say hand-holding, but it's kind of preparing you as the world gets more and more complex. But as you can see with a level like this, there's a lot going on. You had to move the menace there to unlock you from the vortex. That's one of the levels where you can actually get out of the vortex. But I know this particular level was pretty challenging. It took me about half an hour to figure it out. But also, if the menace leaves the level, you fail as well. So there's a lot of different ways for you to fail. There's a lot of different ways for you not to succeed. I was going to say succeed, but actually you'll fail pretty often. But it's an awesome puzzle game, and I absolutely recommend you guys check it out. And thanks for watching. Thanks for checking this out. Thanks for taking the time to enjoy indie games and have fun with an indie game like this, because that's what indie games are supposed to be. They're supposed to be fun.